Greetings, everybody. Today, as soon as I get my camera set up, are we good? I hope so. We're going to talk about Botox while I get ready for the day. So, I was just thinking about how Botox and body work is like really common right now, and everyone seems to be totally okay with it. I don't think that's very feminist. I don't at all. I was on a girls' trip recently in North Carolina to see some friends. There was like 4 or 5 of us there, and I'm gonna get some vitamin C on. And I don't think it was very transparent that some people in the car had gotten Botox before, or gets it regularly, or has had body work done, or Ozempic, or anything like that. And we were just talking about it. Me and the other brown girl that was in the car, we are talking about how yeah, it's super superficial. It shouldn't be normalized. It's bad for women's self-esteem. It's totally a product of living in the patriarchy, and I believe all those things. Now, this isn't to say that women who get Botox, body work, Ozempic, I'm not judging the person as a whole, but we separate the person away from these different appearance maxing movement tools like Ozempic, like getting a nose job, or getting a mommy tummy tuck slash I don't even know what everyone is getting done. But I must say that I do follow a couple women, several women on social media. I know them in real life, and I love these women. These women are amazing. So when they talk about, being transparent about getting their boobs done or getting their nose done or whatever, getting Botox, da 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 da, I think, okay, I can respect the woman, period, without respecting or validating that it's okay to normalize getting all this stuff done that costs thousands of dollars, has several health risks, and is basically to feel better about oneself when I think the point is to feel and to know that we just are the way that we are. Whether we think we're ugly, whether we think, I think my nose is or my face is too flat or too chubby in the cheeks, like whatever it is, I think part of being human is learning how to love it and live with it and know that you're beautiful anyways. So what I think the main incongruence is I see these women that are like, oh, don't worry, honey, if you want to look like me and if you're jealous of me, just know that it cost $100,000. Like I don't think that helps the situation at all. I think that errs on some, like, if you want to look good and be attractive, then you better have a shit ton of money coming in. Like, what if you're just hot? What if you're just already hot? And what if you're just not? And that's just the way it is. Now, I know people are going to say, like, well, men do it too. Like, men get Botox, and we're talking about, like, RIP Bradley Cooper, used to be the hottest man in the world to me. No, not anymore. Jim Carrey, like, what is going on with that? To me, when I see these uncanny valley images of celebrities, normal people walking around looking like totally yassified and like maxed out, it's sending the message of I'm mentally ill. I am so mentally ill and anxious about the way that I look, and I only feel confident if I do if I consume these products that society is pushing on me and normalizing. I think it's weird. I think it's hella weird. I think we all have self esteem issues. And again, let's separate the issue from the person, from the individuals who consume this stuff. Like, no hate or no judgment to them. But in a world where we're trying to be, pretending to be super transparent, in a world where we're pretending like, you know, everyone is beautiful, yada, 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 yada. And you're making these videos about how, yeah, I'm only hot because I got like my nose done, I got my lips done, etc., etc. I think that's sending the wrong message. Um, that being said, more than one thing can be true. I'm obsessed with the Kardashians. I always have been. I used to watch the Kardashians, keeping up with the Kardashians with my mom growing up. And I've just been obsessed with them. Not because, everyone says they're talentless and stupid. I think they're amazing businesswomen. I think they are almost like the epitome of being celebrated for who you are. Not what you do, not your talent, um not these external circumstances. They're just famous for being themselves. And I think that is the most badass, dare I say it, feminist thing that you can be. But anyways, we all know Kylie Jenner was a victim of this societal issue, whether it has to do with like being related to Kim and all these beautiful women, yada yada yada. I think Kylie Jenner is gorgeous. I think that she has really looked at her development growing up in the spotlight and said, you know what? I have something to do with this vanity sickness in society. Same with Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton created and normalized the selfie. Just looking in the mirror, taking a picture of yourself, and being like, damn, I look hot, and sharing it with the world. And now we're obsessed. Look at us. We have cameras in our phones, portable, everywhere we go. I'm sure most of them are selfies or whatever, thirst traps. Like, think about thirst trap like culture. We're taking. I'm super like I've done this before. I still do it for myself. I've been off of social media for a while because it's all fucking fake. But I do think that we are supposed to use these tools to with discernment. If we think about all of these women and all of these people that feel the pressure, that only feel relief when they like consume these products, they get a new Botox injection or they get some more lipo and they sell their image that is not real. What is so different from that lack of humanness than AI? We hear a lot like AI is like the lack of creativity, da 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 da. It's not human. It'll never replace the humanity that's within all of us. What is so different about getting all these procedures done, selling your lifestyle and your image to, impressionable people, not just young women, not just young men, all stages of life, and saying, hey, I'm super hot and successful because I got all these procedures done, which are calculated based on this like clavicular created algorithm of proportions in my face and in my body. Like, what is so different from that? And like AI or 3D printing. That's another thing. So there's my complaint for the day on that. And now I'm going to share a little bit about my journey with that stuff. When I've had an eating issue, dysmorphia, sort of control problem with appearance, with food, since I can remember. Like, I was born in 1998. So growing up, I remember watching these movies and being like 11 and being like, how are these people playing high schoolers that I know are like in their 20s in real life? How are they so skinny? And another question is, why don't people look like that very commonly anymore? Um, So of course, I did what any 12-year-old would do at that time, and I would binge and I would starve and I would binge and I would starve. Now, a lot of my YouTube videos, if you go back like to 2021, 2022, I was super thin. Guess what? I was on freaking drugs. I was on drugs and I was sitting around preaching about how women need to just love their bodies and like this is how you lose weight. You just love your body. Meanwhile, I'm destroying my body with cocaine, with Adderall, with limited amount of calories, with over exercise, with purging, um, actively self harming. Yeah, like that was me doing the exact same thing, saying, you know what, I'm happy because I'm 95 pounds. That is not true anymore. I'm happy and I haven't been on a scale in a long time, so I couldn't even tell you how much I weigh. Um, and this came up in therapy not too long ago, where I had been on Zoloft, um, it's sertraline or like an SSRI for PMDD, like really bad, you know, issues, mental health issues, and I gave up. I couldn't live the way that I was living anymore. Um, the suicide ideation was coming up because prior I had drugs, I had alcohol, I had, controlling my weight. And since I've gotten sober, honestly, I, none of that stuff has worked. I've never gotten like relief or a feeling of control or a feeling of self esteem in years from controlling my weight, the amount of calories I eat, from obsession about these super like self-centered and vapid things. I haven't gotten the relief I used to get when I was younger. Okay. Um. So when my doctor was like, "Yeah, get on sertraline. It's totally weight neutral, and it won't be triggering at all. Like, go ahead and do it." So I did it. I don't remember. I don't go on scales, so I don't know how much I actually weighed, but I knew something was wrong. Like I knew like I didn't fit in any of my clothes. I felt bloated and gross all the time. My self-esteem was in the fucking trash. Um, my mental health had improved drastically at this time because while I was on a really high dose of this SSRI, I did a lot of like work on codependency, a lot of therapy, a lot of just like inner work and stuff like that, the healing stuff that everybody wants Ariana Grande to do. Yeah. So I did a bunch of that and I realized when I got back into my body that it wasn't mine anymore. I just didn't feel healthy. I felt completely disassociated from my body. And I think it was because at that point I did not need the SSRI anymore. So anyways, all this to say is I tapered down, I got off of it. I've been off of it for like a month. I feel great. I feel fantastic about my body, about the way I look, about, and this is like a phase, someone that has been through these like phases of control and controlling my body, the smallness, controlling the strength and controlling my health and all that stuff. I do feel like pretty good, and I do feel like intuitive eating is the way to go. Um, and intuitive exercise and like healthy movement for mental health and blah blah blah, just like all that stuff that you're supposed to do the first time, but everybody wants a shortcut. I did it over the course of years, and was talking to my therapist about it, and she reminded me that there's all of this content on YouTube about like judging Ariana Grande, judging Ozempic, being pro Anna, if you guys know what that is. Um, a lot of influencers that talk about and like bless them, they think they are being as transparent as they can be about the fact that they have spent so much time, money, effort, and health risks and just general like destruction to the divine human body to get these kinds of procedures done and feel good when they look in the mirror or when they take pictures. I think it's so fucking sad. Um, and they're being honest with these girls about it. And what are these? And so they think they're being honest, and that's great. At least it's not like I was born this way, right? Um, but I think it's just sending the message that like, hey, you need to get rich so that you can look like me, so that you can afford to look like me. And I think that's a scapegoat. I think that's a complete scapegoat. I think it is um, feeding the monster, feeding the monster of this obsession with appearance. I say this as I'm doing my makeup, and it like since I'm talking, I'm not doing that great of a job right now. Um, okay, I need to get my powder. Yeah, so basically, this whole thing is just me bitching about society, um, and appearances to look like fucking some robotic algorithm of what is supposed to be proportionally correct. This obsession, this obsession with like look good, feel good, is not completely false. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to look your best or whatever. I am saying that spending all this time, money, and research and energy into looking like an image that was projected onto you for you to think that's what looks good, that's just um, conformity in its most dangerous form. Um, and I don't know how else to describe that. So this video, whatever this video is about, is like I'm almost 29 now. I've been making YouTube videos since forever, and a lot of this body stuff does come up. Like I'm currently really interested in what's going on in Hollywood with the girl, Wednesday Adams girl, Ariana Grande, all of these beautiful women, all these beautiful women that have decided, like, you know what? There's finally a fix, a quick fix to look like I'm fucking starving. And I know what it's like. Like, I know what it's like for those women probably to see these comments and be like really resentful or also really proud that they look this sick. They're probably like low key, some sick part of their psyche is like, I did it. I'm so thin that people will not stop talking about it. Like, that's sick. That's sick. That's an illness, you know? And I think, we should normalize the fact that people do have mental illnesses because that's reality, but it does not have to be normal. That it does not have to be normal to look at this stuff and say, you know what, I can look like that too. Why do we want to look like everybody else? I don't. I just told you I'm guilty of the same stuff. Don't get it. I don't get why. We're all impressionable, young girl or whatever. We all like compare ourselves to other people, but it just seems kind of like a psyop, like a waste of time, a waste of human creativity, a waste of human energy. Do you know how long it takes to heal from some of these procedures? So long. If you wake up from the anesthesia, if there's no complications and everything is successful, um, you wake up and you say, wow, I need to get more work done. Like, God, get a life, get a hobby. And as I say that, like, so judgmentally and like that tone of voice, I fucking mean it. Like, there's got to be more to people in society than directing all of this focus on why don't I look like that. And it's so much easier said now as someone who's been through it and just got fucking sick of it. Like, just got so fucking sick of thinking about what my body looks like instead of thinking, God, my body has been through so much because I've allowed and I have grown this obsessive sickness about the way that I look based on a made up idealist version of what people should look like. I'm sick of it. So I hope everyone just gets fucking sick of looking at themselves in that way and just, re-enter society. I wonder I wonder how people look at other people that okay, for example, I got a tattoo. So this is my thing. I try to be open-minded about stuff. I love tattoos. Some people hate them. Is it similar to getting Botox, getting work done, getting nose jobs, getting plastic surgery? I don't think so. I think it's more of a decorative thing and an expressive thing. I actually, you know what? Scratch that. I don't give a fuck if people like tattoos or not. I know for people like me that get tattoos and love to like decorate my body that this is so much more about self-expression and so the opposite of plastic surgery. Plastic surgery, bodywork, whatever the fuck, is all about looking like somebody fucking else, not looking like yourself. And tattoos to me are just like the epitome of customizing what you've got. Customizing what you've got in a way that honors the body. There's people that will totally disagree with that statement. I don't give a fuck, but I think it's true. So my eyebrows look a little crazy right now. So I'm gonna look for where did my eyebrow pencil go? One second. Okay, while we're here, I do want to say once again, this has nothing to do with the individual people. Been there, fucking done that, been worried. If I was rich, I'd probably have work done. Oh my God, thank God for the prayers not answered, right? Like, I know so many women that are older, and I'm sure technology has changed a lot, that have had unbelievable fucking problems with their tits, with their noses, with all of these body parts that have a divine, essential function, and it's not to look fucking good naked. I mean, maybe maybe it is, but I promise you, putting like plastic and bullshit in your body, putting chemicals like Ozempic, and I believe vaccines, like please, but putting these research chemicals, into your body to feel better about yourself. Like, find me one person that has gotten all this work done and they feel done. They feel perfect amount of self-esteem, and it's because they look like some algorithmic fucking avatar. I feel very confident about what I'm saying right now. I haven't always. Maybe 3 months ago, I was hanging out with some friends. Ugh. Hanging out with some friends, and my friend looks in the mirror. She's wearing this gorgeous dress. She's fucking 8, 9 months pregnant, and she goes, I just can't wait to get Botox when I'm not pregnant so I can just kill these muscles. That's disgusting. I mean, not disgusting. It's just like, doesn't that hurt to hear that? Doesn't it hurt to say, I just want to kill these muscles that help me move around the world? Because they don't look the way that I think people should look based on what I see when I scroll on my phone. Oh, God. That's the sickness. That's the societal sickness. I try to talk to people about this stuff, and much like politics, you never know what they're doing to themselves or how they feel. And I respect everybody's whole individual soul person, but this one thing, not one thing, there's many things. This thing, it's taking over. It's like this silent disease. It's not that silent because everyone knows about it. I mean, tell me you haven't seen one of your friends and been like, damn, they look super wrinkly and somewhat starved and homeless, but I love them to fucking death. I love this person, even when even when they look like the starving homeless stray cat. So please don't confuse my position on this thing, my position on um, plastic surgery. Don't confuse it with a hatred for the people who do it. Please see it as more so, one sec, like a social commentary on this. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, because I think that is just more fear mongering that is like completely in direct opposition with what we could be, what we will be, and what we are as human beings. And the beauty in that is just totally stolen from conspiracy theories, but that's another video. Um, I know it's easier said than done. Like, oh, just go love yourself, just accept who you are. It's hard for me all the time, but contributing to the conformity of what people should look like, or the need to spend all of this energy and the risks that come with it is just feeding this huge monster. And guess what? It's never going to make you feel better about yourself. It's never going to make you have real self esteem. You're always going to know what you actually look like. And if you never come to terms with that, if I never came to terms with that, like, it's fucking miserable. That's just miserable. It sucks. Like, at the end of the day, I do think it's something to be sad about, something to grieve, is this vapid push into not achievement, but into just fitting this image of what we should look like. And when we all know that algorithmic, scientific calculation of the right proportions is going to change. It's going to change to fit consumer market. Um, and we don't know. You know how, like, in the old days when women would get boob jobs, and now they're all like 70, right? And they have like all of these kinds of health problems from them. And we say, oh, well, it's modern day medicine now. It's not medicine. The modern day technology to make your boobs look bigger, your hips look bigger, your waist look smaller, your nose look smaller, your fucking face look more snatched, more yassified, more yes. We have no idea what the long term effects are going to be. We already see it with people that are actors and actresses on. We can't see their emotion. We can't see the fucking humanity. You can't see the humanity. So you might as well be looking at like an AI copy bot of a person that used to be. You know, there's a soul in there, but it doesn't look like anyone's in their body. Like, no one's home. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna wait for my hair to dry, and that's basically my rant. I'm pretty much out of ideas. Maybe you guys will see me do my haircut, because I'm, like, this is what's happening right now. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this off and show it to you. I do love makeup, obviously. I don't like love makeup, but it's fun. They're like temporary tattoos. Um, so like what's the solution? I guess that should be I should continue talking about this. The solution is gonna be different for everybody. I know for me to stop obsessing about my body, I had to be miserable. I had to be in so much fucking pain and misery, and I couldn't justify it anymore. 6 months ago, I went to my doctor crying to my doctor, please just put me on Ozempic. I do not fit the, like most people that are, like many people that are on these GLP-1s. I don't have diabetes. I don't have diabetes. I am not morbidly obese. This is a problem in our country, sure. And my doctor said, do you remember what it was like when you have an eating disorder and your body feels so, I'm just using like a dirty shirt to do this. Your body feels so unsafe and so untrusting of your behavior that as soon as you can't control the calories you're putting in, you can't control any of it, your body completely revolts. It doesn't trust you. Like, this is going to make me emotional. Like, your body is saying to you, I'm in fucking danger, and you're not listening to me. So I'm just going to completely shut down, is basically what it is. And that's just, specific to eating disorders and my experience with them. And I kind of feel the same way about all kinds of body work. Is like you're basically telling your body over and over again, I don't love you. I don't love the way you are. Sorry, this is so emotional to me because it's serious. I don't love the way you are, body. I don't like their lips. I don't like your nose. I don't like all these life saving, beautiful, divine systems that you've created to keep me alive and to experience life. Please, I'm just gonna force you to change. And that's so fucked up. You wouldn't do that to your best friend, so why are we doing that? Why are people doing that to our bodies? I don't know. I don't know. So when you're in this much realization of the suffering that you're putting yourself through, your body through other people's, like, promoting you, I begin to realize that that's just not fucking right. There's just no integrity. There's nothing human or right or loving about it. And I know I've been kind of a bitch about this stuff, like earlier when I was talking, but I think it's true. I think the more that we tell our bodies to be something different, the more they will revolt, and the more and more suffering we will all go through. We're just denying humanity. We're denying humanity with all sorts of bullshit calculations, bullshit measurements, bullshit. Okay. I think my lips are dry for whatever reason. So I'm gonna have these weird stains. Whatever. Okay. So if you hate your body, it is not completely your fault, but it is your problem to fix. And I am not going to victim blame, fucking these trigger words, people for succumbing to these kinds of behaviors. It's not a people problem, it's an anti people problem, So that's what I've got. Bye.